Angie with Farrell's, and today we're going to talk about kickboxing stance and punches. For our current members, this is going to be a really great refresher on how to stand, how to hold our arms and hands, how to throw punches. For our new members, this will be a great explanation so that you get a good head start, so that when we do get back to the gym, you will be ready to go. First, let's talk about stance. When we talk about a boxer stance, a boxer shuffle, we want to have width as well as depth in our stance. We don't want to have our feet too close together because we're off balance. We don't want our feet too close in depth because we won't have a good lower center of gravity. So if you're standing with your feet hip width apart, I want you to step forward with your right foot and then slide that left foot out. You want a nice wide base. So if you see, I've got my feet about the same distance front to back as side to side. I'm up on my back toe and my knees are soft. If your legs are locked in place, you're not going to be able to rotate your torso as easily. So you need to have a nice soft base. You should be able to feel like you can bounce around and turn. The reason we're up on our back toe is so that when we turn our body, we're able to pivot on that toe. Now, we still have our weight stationed exactly about 50-50. We want to have our weight centered between our 2 feet, knees soft, and then our hands, we always want to be guarding our face. Now, at Farrell's, we don't punch each other. We're not condoning violence. However, you're pretending like you could at any time be guarding yourself from a punch. So our hands are up here, knuckles to cheekbones. Now when you're a new student, or when you get tired, our hands start to drop down, drop down, drop down, and then our punches come from our chest. And that's not what we want to have happen. So keep those hands up, and you're going to hear that a lot during class, hands up. Punch and touch your face. Punch and touch that face. So keep your hands up, guarding those beautiful faces. This is also going to help keep your elbows in, pointed down. You don't want to have your arms out like this. Bad form here. Keep them down, tuck those elbows, and then as we throw our first punch, we're going to talk about the jab punch first. That comes off your front leg. So when we throw a jab off the front foot, our right hip, our right shoulder, all turn as we drive that right punch straight ahead, nose level, and then snap it back to our face. Punch, snap it back to our face. Now, if it helps you to visualize that you have a rubber band on your knuckles and on your cheek, so that when you throw the punch, that rubber band snaps that hand right back. So we turn, and if you can see, my torso is pointed toward that wall, and then I bring it back to center. Turn, center. You can also visualize that your spine grows all the way down to the floor. So that when you're turning around that pivot point. We're not sliding forward and back. That's not what we're doing here. We're turning. So now I'm facing you, and then snap it back. Turn, snap. We always look where we're punching, so even when I turn my body, I still look where my fist is going, and then snap it back. So that's the jab front, always off the front foot. Cross punch, that's off the back foot. That's a little bit stronger punch because we've got a little bit more room, a little bit more distance that we're turning our body. So off the back foot, we're gonna turn that left hip, left shoulder toward our target as we throw our punch, and then snap it back down. Palm is down, turning that body, punch, touch your face. Punch, touch. So you'll see my body is now turning that way as I throw the cross. See how my shoulders are really turned away? Again, we're not sliding back and forth with that punch, and we're not moving our hips side to side. We're just pivoting around that spine, throwing that punch, all right? So we've got a jab and a cross, jab, cross. Now you may see some instructors during class tapping our feet as we punch. So we're stepping in time with our punches. The reason that we do this is that it helps us practice for when we actually get on the bag and we move around that bag. So I am stepping in time with the punches. Step at the same time that you punch. All right? So now we're going to look at a hook and an uppercut punch. With a hook, the hook can come off the front foot or the back foot. Most often it comes off the front, but it can come off either foot. So we've got that nice wide stance again. Knees are soft, hands are up by our face. When we throw a hook punch, your elbow's gonna come up. Your thumb is going to come up, and then you're gonna pivot on that front toe to throw the hook. Stop your fist in front of your face. We're not punching through a target to the other side. Your target's right here. Punch, stop, pop, pop, all right? Things I want you to be careful of, don't reach behind you, because that'll hurt your shoulder. The other thing is when we throw a punch, the hook on a bag, don't punch and keep turning your torso, because that's gonna hurt your shoulder too. So when we're throwing a hook, punch and stop, don't punch and then keep that follow through going, because that'll hurt, okay? An uppercut is always off the back foot, period. Always off the back foot. So an uppercut starts from that face again. You're gonna drop that left shoulder and pop it straight up and out slightly. Up and out. We're not coming to an angle. That's not where our target is. It's right in front of our face. Up and out. Imagine you're hitting them right under the chin. Now, when we're shadow boxing, the uppercut is up and out. When we're on a bag, the uppercut, we can't do a true uppercut because we would just skip up the bag with our glove. So we're going to simulate it. Drop our shoulder, drop that hand down. My arm parallel to the floor, and you're going to drive it straight in. So it's a gut shot on the bag, okay? So that's your uppercut. The last punch that we're going to talk about, actually two, back fist. We don't do back fist during shadow boxing, so only on the bag. When you're on the back fist is going to come off the front foot, so I'm going to demonstrate this. You're going to step forward so that your foot is parallel to the base of the bag, outside of the foot, parallel to the base of the bag. Hands are up by our face, and you're going to pivot on your back foot to get momentum, and that fist, starting at your face, is going to come out and punch that bag. Pop. Now you can hit with the side, or you can hit with the back. Either way is okay at ferals. What I don't want you to do is to bring this hand weight out here for extra momentum. That's not correct. Always start at the face and throw that punch, all right? Last punch that we do is a body shot. That's where you're gonna have your feet squared up, a little bit wider than hip width apart. You're gonna get some pop from those knees because you're gonna stand up. At the same time, you bring both of those fists, pop, back down, pop, back down. On the bag, it's not a super strong punch. This is more of a get out of my face, push them away kind of move. We don't do it a ton, but it's one that gets those legs involved a little bit more. All right, if you've got any questions, you let me know.